Good evening, scholars. Welcome back to another live CSEC math session. Tonight we're going to be looking at the paper 2, some sample questions from CSEC past paper 2, and we're going to try to do as many as we can. We'll be going from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Jamaica time. So thank you for joining us, and get your book and your pencils and your pens and your calculators out. Yes, you are allowed to use your scientific calculator for the paper 2 questions. So we're going to get started in a minute. Before I do that though, I'm going to play a video that's going to let you know the schedule of our live classes. We have 6 weekly live classes for CSEC from Monday to Friday, 2 on a Thursday and 1 each day for the other days. We cover all the different areas that you need to master in order to get a straight A profile in your CSEC math exam. So we have a particular day for the paper 1. Actually, the paper 1 is on a Thursday night at midnight, and we call that our Midnight Oil series. So we had that last night and it was awesome. We go from midnight to 2 a.m. At other times we have, like today, our paper 2 questions. We have our formula class where we look at the different formulae used in the CSEC mathematics. We have our algebra class, we have our graph class, and then we have a topic by topic session where we look at the other topics in mathematics one by one. So you don't want to miss any of those. I'm going to let you see what the schedule is like. Hello CSEC math students, I know you are busy preparing for your math tests and your CSEC exams coming up. I have a very important question to ask you. Do you like my new hat? Thank you. Now, another important question. Have you ever got a problem wrong simply because of one little mistake? I'm sure you have, as thousands of other students have. Now, in this series, we're going to be looking at the common mistakes students make with all in CSEC math. We're going to look at the common errors, demystify everything, make sure you watch every video in this series so that you can avoid making those mistakes. So stay. Hello scholars. Did you know that most times when students get problems wrong in mathematics is as a result of one single error or one mistake? Well, this is absolutely the common errors that students make in the different topics in mathematics. If we know the errors beforehand, we can certainly avoid making them. Are you ready? Come on, take my hand. All right, so take my hand, let's go. I'm going to share my screen now so you can see the CSEC questions, and I'm also going to be inviting my very wonderful guest, Imani, who will join me tonight. Hopefully, some other scholars can drop by and join us and help us to work
Good
these
night,
problems
miss.
out.
Yes, night, miss.
Good night. Is Amari also going to join us for the CSEC class?
Yes, miss.
Okay, Amari, welcome back. Amari and John too.
Yes, miss. Yes, miss.
All right. Okay, that's awesome. Awesomeness.
It's from Kung Fu
All
Panda.
right.
Legends of Awesomeness.
Awesomeness. Welcome, scholars. And hopefully, some other scholars can join us in studio. If you're not able to join us in studio, please feel free to leave your comments, questions, ideas in the chat so we can see them. For those persons who are saying that the images are a bit glitchy, we are aware of that and we have been trying to sort that out. Just bear with us as we improve. Good night, Ngozi. Welcome. All right, so that's our PEP that we just wrapped up. So here's our first CSEC question. All right, so it says, question 1, part A, calculate the exact value of 4 and 1/5 minus 1 and 1/9 times 3. Now, what's the first thing we would do
Miss, we Miss would
in
work
this?
what's in the brackets.
So we'd work out the brackets. We'd work out the 1 and 1/9 times 3. We work brackets first. And that would give us what?
Miss, we first have to change it to an improper fraction, and that would be about Miss 9 plus. Miss, that would be 10 over 9, Miss. No. No? Oh, yeah,
So
10 over
10
9
over 9
times.
times 3
Yes, Miss.
would give,
Some Miss would have to reciprocate. Wait. Miss would have to reciprocate, Miss. If we do 10 over 9 times 3 over 1, then we find the lowest common factor of 9 and 1, which is 9. 9 into 9. No. No? Miss, what we would do is after we find the improper fraction, which is 10 over 9, we multiply it by 3 over 1 because 3 is a whole number. And you would get 10 over 3, which you would have to change to a mixed
you'd
fraction.
get 10 over 3. Oh, you
Yes,
mean when you cancel? Okay.
miss.
Right. And that would give what as a whole, as a mixed number?
Miss 3 and 1 over 3. And we would
Okay.
subtract that from 4 and 1/5. And to do
Mm-hmm.
that, we would have to find the lowest common multiple of 5 and 3, which is 15.
Mm-hmm.
5 into 15 goes 3 times, and 3 into 15 goes 5 times. So 4 and 3 over 15 minus 3 and 5 over 15. So we would need to take one from the 4 and add it to the 3, which is 15 plus 3 minus 5, which is 13 over 15.
All right. So we had 4 and 1 over 5
Yes,
minus 3 and 1 over 3, right?
yes, miss.
And the LCM is 15. So 4 minus 3 is 1.
This one.
5 into 15, 3.
Yes, miss.
3 into 15, 5. And we take that one whole and carry it as 15 over 15, right?
Yes, miss.
So that's 18 over 15
Minus 5
minus
over
5 over 15. So that's
13 over 15.
13 over 15. All right, so that's correct. And that question is valued 3 marks.
Yes, miss.
Now we have this delightful table in front of us, and it says, so B says, the table below shows Amanda's shopping bill. Some numbers were removed and replaced with letters. All right. So study that table for a second. Are you able to see the table?
Yes, we are
Yes,
able
miss,
to
we
see
are
it.
able to see it.
Oh, okay, okay. Study that table for a second. Welcome, welcome Zion. So we have the hold on. So stickers, t-shirts, CDs, and posters. That's what Amanda bought. And the quantity, so she bought 12 stickers, 3 t-shirts, 2 CDs, and we're not sure yet how many posters. So that's C. We're going to find, I'm sure.
Yes, miss.
The unit price for each sticker is 49 cents and $12.50 for each t-shirt. We are going to be asked to work out the unit price for each CD. The unit price for each poster is $6.20. In the cost column, the total cost that she paid for the stickers, $5.88. We're not sure how much she paid for the t-shirt. That was going to be our task to find out. And for the CDs, she paid $33.90. For the posters, $31. And the total cost of everything is $108.78. So there is a tax also, a value added tax of 15% to the nearest cent they want us to find. So we're going to find A, B, C, and I think that's what the other question says.
Yes, miss.
Part I, calculate the values of A, B, C, and D, and that's going to earn us 5 marks if we get all of the parts. All
Yes.
right. So let's find A. Can we?
Yes, miss.
Yes.
How
Um,
can we find the total for the
miss, we
t-shirts?
would multiply the quantity by the unit price because the unit price would show how much is for one of the t-shirts.
All right. So the $12.50 times 3, that would give what?
$37.50.
Okay, so we can fill that in for A. The total cost of the 3 t-shirts at $12.50 per t-shirt,
Yes, miss.
$37.50. All right, how about B?
Miss
The
for B,
unit price of the CDs.
miss for that, I divided. Sorry, I divided the 33.9. I mean $33 and
It's
ninety
money.
cents
Mm-hmm.
by two to get how much is for one, which is $16.95.
All right, so since the total cost for the two of them is $33.90, and well, it's two of them, so to get the cost of one, because remember, unit price means how much for one,
Yes,
right?
this was
So you are correct in saying that in this case, we divide
yes, miss.
to get the unit cost. For the t-shirts, they gave us the unit cost and they gave us the quantity, so that's why we multiplied to get the total cost. But in the
Yes,
case of the CDs now, they gave us the total and the quantity, so we need to divide to get the unit cost. All right, so that's B. For the posters, they
miss
tell us the total and they tell us the unit cost. They want the quantity. How many posters did she buy?
yes.
So what we're going to do for that one?
So I divided the total cost by the unit price because it that would give you how much you would multiply the unit price by to get the total cost.
All right, so when you divided,
Means when I
what did you,
divided, I got five posters.
how much? Five?
Five, yes, miss.
Okay, 5 posters. So what else they want from us now?
Mr. Tax to the nearest cent.
All right. So they was to work out the tax. So in Jamaica here, our tax is called the
GC.
GCT, the General Consumer Tax. In other countries, it is called VAT, Value Added Tax.
My little taxes.
And value added tax is 15%. So what we're going to do?
Miss, we would find 15% of the total and add our results to the total because
What
that would be the.
total?
Oh, we would find 15% of $108.28, and the answer that we get, we add it back to the $108.28
Why are we adding it back?
because that's the added tax. That's what they add in
But they
the.
just want the tax.
Oh, okay.
In this right now, all they want is the tax right now for D, right?
Okay. Yes,
To
miss.
the nearest cent. So when you find 15% of the 108.28,
Miss,
what you got?
I got $16 and 224 cents, 242 cents, but the
Huh?
amount to the nearest cent,
Hold
so
on. So $16 and
242 cents.
so 16.242, right?
Yes, miss. And because they wanted to the nearest cent, which is the nearest decimal point, it would
Two
be
decimal places.
yes, miss. Two decimal
So we'd
places.
round it to
Miss 16.24, $16.24.
correct. So you would get your full 5 marks. All right, Imani, read what part II says.
Okay. Um, Amanda sold 6 of the 12 stickers which she had bought at 75 cents each, and the remaining at 40 cents each. Show using calculations whether Amanda made a profit or loss on buying and selling stickers.
Okay.
Okay.
So the stickers that she bought,
The sticker.
she sell them back, but she don't sell them all at the same price.
Yes, miss.
She sell 6 of them for 75
75
cents
cents. And the
and
remaining 6 for
the
40.
remaining 6 for 40 cents. So let's work out how much she sell them for. So what we're going to do for that?
If we're going to multiply the 6 times 75 cents.
Cents.
Right. So the 6 times 0.75 would give,
$4.50.
Yes, it's $4.50.
and the
And
6
then
times 40 cents would give,
Miss
this $2.
$2.40.
It will be $2.40
and how
plus
much that in all?
Miss, you would
six
add
six
in
dollars
it's
ninety.
$6.90. $6.90.
Yes,
All right. So she's selling them for $6.90. Is she making a profit or loss? Let's look back what she bought it for. She bought the stickers for how much?
$5.88. So she made a
yes,
profit.
Miss, we made a
She's
profit.
making a profit of how much?
She's making a profit of
So subtract the
one
588 from the
dollar and
690.
two cents.
$1.02.
Yes, miss.
So we would have to show all of that working out. So we would have to show step by step. Since it is 12 stickers and she's selling 6 of them for 75 cents. Remember, in decimal form, 75 cents is 0.75
Yes, Miss.
in dollar form, money form. So we'd multiply the 0.75 by 6, which give us $4.50. The other 6, since it's 12 of them, and she's selling 6 for that, so 6 left back. She's selling those 6 for 40 cents. So the 0.40 times 6 would give us $2.40. Add
Yes.
them up. The four so without so we show those 2 steps. The third step is to add $4.50 plus $2.40, which gives $6.90. That is what she's selling them for. The question is asking us to show whether she's making a profit or a loss. So the next step is to show that we can subtract the $5.88 from the $6.90, and we would get $1.02. So we would have to make a statement to say Amanda is making a profit of $1.02. And we would get our full 3 marks for that part. All right, now look at these questions. So we're going to work them on the board. So I'm going to give you a minute to write them down quickly.
Okay.
So while I'm working, you can do your own working and see if you got them. So all right, so we work. So it's 5 a squared b plus a squared ab squared, and then 2a part I, and for I it's 9 squared minus 1. For I it's 2y squared minus 5y plus 2. And then for b, we're asked to expand and simplify. Brackets. So 2x plus 5, 3x minus 4. All right, so this is our favorite topic, of course, which is algebra. So we
Yes,
are
ma'am.
delighted. Yes, we are absolutely delighted. I'm going to stop sharing my screen so you can see El Bordo. There we go. All right, so you seen it?
Yes, miss.
Okay. So we're going to factorize the first 3 and then expand and simplify the other one. So when we're asked to factorize a an algebraic expression, what we're doing is we're going to find factors that are common to the terms, pull that out to the front, and put the remaining factors in brackets. So what's common to 5a squared b and ab squared?
Miss AB.
AB.
ab is common because 5 isn't common, it's not here.
Yes, miss.
Alright, so we have to put back the 5 then here. A into a squared was a, and the b cancels the b, right?
Yes, miss.
Okay. A cancels a, and the b cancels one of that b, so we're left with that. You see that?
Yes.
Am I right?
Okay. Yes,
Am
miss.
I right?
Yes, miss.
Do I get a tick for that one?
Yes, miss.
Alright, so for the other one, what's special about these?
Miss, that's the difference of squares.
And what's special? What do we mean by the difference of squares?
Miss, they're all squared numbers or squared terms.
Alright, so we have one square term minus another square term. 1 is a square term, it's 1 times 1. 9 is a square number, k squared is a square
is a squared
variable.
term. Yeah.
So whenever we have a square term minus another square term, we call that the difference of squares. And how we factorize it is to simplify the square roots of each term and add them and subtract them. Add the square roots, put them in one bracket by themselves, subtract the square roots, put them in another bracket by themselves, right? So since we know they are all square terms, so the square root of 9 is 3,
Yes.
square root of k squared
Three,
is k, and the square root of 1 is 1. So
one,
we're going to add them and
subtract.
subtract them. And that's it. That's it. That's it.
Yes, miss.
Nothing more to do. So the
Then
difference of squares, once you can identify that you're subtracting one square term from another square term, just go straight and factorize as the difference of squares. Find the square roots of each term and add them and subtract them. And that's it. Ta-da! Now we are to factorize this quadratic expression. All right, so step by step, what's the first thing?
Miss, miss, we can. No, that's tricky.
Miss Miss with the two, Miss the two,
Huh?
Miss the two is similar.
Miss, aren't we not able to factorize it because the two doesn't have any y's?
You're not able to factorize it?
Yes.
Why?
Because the n2 doesn't have a y. There's no
Why
common.
does it need a y? It's a constant term. We have a y squared term, a y term, and a constant term. So it's in the format of a quadratic expression. So the first thing we do is multiply the coefficient of the y squared term by the.
Oh, like okay, okay.
All right, so it's all coming back to you now, right?
Yes, miss. I thought it was a trick.
So we're going to multiply the 2 times 2. So we'll multiply the coefficient of the y squared term by the constant term. So that will be 2 times 2, which gives 4. And then we're to ask ourselves, which two factors of 4, which two numbers, when you multiply them, you get 4. And when you add them, you get the
Or
middle
and
term, which in this
-1.
case is -5. So what are the two factors of 4 that add to give -5?
-4 and -1, miss.
-4 and -1. So what we're going to do is we're going to replace the -5y with -4y and -y. So we rewrite the expression, but we drop the -5y and replace it with -4y, -y. We have not changed the value of the expression because -4y minus y is -5y. It's still the same expression, but we have just replaced the factors that can now be paired and factorized. And that was our intention. So now we're going to pair these two, and factorize. So the common factor of 2y squared and -4y is 2y, and 2y into 2y squared is y, 2y into -4y is -2, and what's common here is -1, -1 into -y is y, and -1 into 2 is -2. So you notice we have the same thing in the brackets.
The brackets.
When you get to this step, you should have the exact same thing in the bracket. So now we're going to pair these two, and then this factor is common. So we have 2y minus 1 and y minus 2. And we have factorized the expression.
Yes, miss. I
So
got
for
that.
the next one, we're going to do the opposite of factorizing, which is to
We're going to
expand
use the
and
distributive.
simplify.
And
So you notice this is where we left off here. That's where we are here with our brackets and the factors, right? Now we're going to reverse that step. We're going to expand it. Which law, which method are we
the
using to expand?
distributive law, miss.
From
We're
the
going to
distributive law. And the
yes,
distributive law states what?
means that we're going to multiply anything that's in front the left bracket
Anything that's in front of the bracket or in another bracket,
or in another bracket, we'll multiply
mhm,
it by the things in that bracket.
you multiply it by every term in the other bracket, right?
Yes, miss.
So some persons like to put their arrows to show. So it's the 2x times 3x
Yes,
and the 2x times negative
Guys,
4.
this are the
And
six
then
X.
it's the 5 times 3x and the 5 times negative 4.
-4.
I don't normally put brackets, I'm just putting in there for those who like to see them. So 2x times 3x will be
Miss
6x
6x
squared,
squared
and 2x times negative 4
is
is
negative
negative
8x
8x. 5 times 3x is
is
15x,
15x
and 5 times negative 4
negative
is
20.
20. So now that was the expansion part. That was the expand part of it. Now we are to simplify.
Yes,
So we are grouping the like terms. And what are the
miss.
like terms here?
Five. This
Miss
8X.
the
X and
8x and
Negative
5x, but they're
8x
already
and
15x.
the
15x
15x.
This like a
So
card.
we can't simplify this because it's an x square.
x
We
squared
can't subtract it or add it to an x term. They are different terms. So we write back the 6x squared. Negative 8x plus 15x is a
is
positive
positive
7x.
7x
And then we have back our negative 20.
minus 20.
So this is it, right?
Yes,
So,
miss.
so up here, we were taken from the quadratic expression to the factors. In this one, we were taken from the factors back to the quadratic expression, right? So we can
Yes,
go
miss.
both ways. All right, so let's look at what the other question wants from us. So I'll share my screen again. All right. All right, John, can you read part C?
Okay, miss. I can't see it very clearly, miss, but I'll try. Adam, Imran,
Imran,
And
Imran,
Shakir.
and Shakil were playing a
Shakil.
card game. Shakil were playing a card game. Adam scored X points. Imran scored 3 points fewer than Adam. Shakil scored twice as many points as Imran. Together they scored 39 points. Write down in terms of expression for the number of points scored by Shakil. Write an equation which may be used to find the value of x. C. Adam, Imran, and Shakil were playing a card game. Adam scored X
That's
points.
it. That's it.
I'm supposed to do it. Oh. Shakil scored twice as many points as Imran. Together they scored 39 points. Write down in terms of x an expression for the number of points scored by Shakil. Write an equation which may be used to find the value of x.
All right, so what are we going to do?
Miss for I in terms of x meaning um so Shakil has 2 times what in Imran has, so it would be 2 bracket x minus 3 to get what Shakil has. So 2 times x minus 3 would be 2x minus 6.
Okay. All right. So part I only wanted what Shakil has, right?
Yes, miss.
But we first needed to get the expression based on Adam and Imran, right?
Yes, miss.
Okay, so Adam is X, and since
X,
Imran is 3 fewer than Adam, that's
it would be
X minus
x
3,
minus 3. Yes, miss.
and Shakil is twice as many as Imran, so it's 2 bracket X minus 3. All right, so you're correct. And when we expand that, we get
Miss
2X
2x minus
minus
6.
6. Okay, so part I
Miss Part II, write an equation which may be used to find the value of x. Miss, so for that we would be adding all the boys' scores, so it would be x plus x minus 3 um, plus 2x minus 6, and then we would group the like term. Oh, equals 39. So x plus x minus 3 plus 2x minus 6 equals 39, and then we would group the like terms.
All right, so group the like terms,
Okay, so the like terms in the equation would be x plus x plus 2x
which is
minus 3 minus 6. So x plus x plus 2x would be 4x, and negative 3 minus 6 would be negative 9 equals 39.
mhm. And
So
then
so then we would say 39. We'd bring over the 9 to get the 4x by itself. So it would so the negative 9 would change to a positive 9, which would be 39 plus 9, which is 48. And because we want x by itself, we would divide both 4x and 48 by 4 to get rid of the 4 by the x, which would leave x being 12 point.
all right. So let's write all of that on the board, right?
Yes, miss.
All right. So we have Adam, Imran, and Shakil.
Yes, miss.
All right. So let me stop sharing for those who need to see what we're talking about. All right. So let's see what we're saying. So Adam was X, right? We're using X. We're using X to represent Adam. So this is Adam, and Imran was three fewer than Adam. So this is Adam. Imran is X minus 3 because it's 3 fewer than, less than Adam. And Shakil was 2 times Imran, so that's 2 times X minus 3. So this is Adam, Imran, Shakil. Part I asks us for an expression for Shakil's amount, right? So that's 2x minus 3, 2 times x minus 3, sorry. So we expand it and we get 2x minus 6. And part II wants us to form an equation to find the value of x. So since the 3 boys, when we add what they have, we get 39. So the x for Adam plus the x minus 3 for Imran plus the 2x minus 6 for Shakil gives 39. Grouping the like terms, x plus 2x, that's 4x. Negative 3 minus 6 is negative 9. And then we add 9 to both sides. So we would get 39 plus 9, which is 48. And we divide both sides by 4. So x is 12. Alright, so that's what Imani was explaining. Hey, Perry Tyler and DK. DK is always with us. Welcome, scholars. Alright, so let's go back and share our screen again. And move on to the next question. Alright, so this is a sets question. Amari, can you read this question, please?
Okay, miss. Number 3. In the diagram shown above, the universal set U represents all the students in a class.
The set M represents the students who take music. The set D represents the students who take drama. If 24 students take music, calculate the number of students who take both music and drama. The number of students Calculate the number of students who take drama only.
Go again.
In the diagram shown above, the universal set U represents all the students in a class. The set M represents the students who take music. The set D represents the students who take drama. If 24 students take music, calculate the number of students who take both music and drama. Calculate the number of students who take drama only.
I want you to read the last two statements and put in the I and the II.
Oh, okay. If 24 students take music, calculate I the number of students who take both music and drama. II the number of students who take drama only. Miss, I'm finished.
Thank you. All
You're welcome.
right. So, how do we approach this question?
Okay.
How
Okay,
do we
Miss.
approach this question?
So, okay. So, Miss Music. Oh, they're tricky. Okay. So, they say 24 students take music, which would be the 3x and the x in between the music and drama. So,
Intersection.
the intersection.
Mhm.
So 3x plus x would equal 24, and
Excellent.
3x plus x is 4x, and because we want only x, we would divide both sides by 4, so x would be 6. And
Excellent.
now
Excellent.
now we know that the number of students who take both music and drama, which is I. Um, the
And
number of
part II.
part I. The number of students who take drama only, so that would be 7 plus x. And we already know what x is, so it would be 7 plus 6. Substituting x for 6 because we already know what x is. And 7 plus 6 is 13, so 13 students.
Excellent. All right. So, students, for those who probably could not hear Imani well, what Imani said was, since they told us that the number of students who take music is 24, so we can just focus on the circle that is marked M. And in that circle, we see that we have a 3x and an x. So if we know that they both add up to 24, we can just say 3x plus x equals 24. So 4x equals 24, therefore x is 24 divided by 4, and that's how she got 6. For part II, the number of students who take drama only, if we look at the Venn diagram, where drama only is, not where it includes the intersection with music, just drama, that's 7 plus x. So since we already found that x is 6 from the previous section, we simply need to add the 6 to the 7, and that's how we get 13 for drama only. John, I think we're back to you now, honey.
Okay, miss. A straight line passes through the point P, length 3 to 5, and has a gradient of 2 over 3. I.
Third.
Write down the equation. Yes, I. Write down the equation of this line in the form y equals mx plus c. I show that this line is parallel to the line 2, 2x minus 3y equals 0. B. A straight line passes through the point -3 to 5 and has a gradient of 2 over 3. I write down the equation of this line in the form y equals mx plus c. I show that this line is parallel to the line 2x minus 3y equals 0. That's it. That's it.
All right, so what do we do?
What do you mean? This is the y equals mx plus, wait, this would be negative 3 to 5 plus, plus mx plus c.
Hmm?
So actually it would be y equals mx plus c.
Okay, so five, miss, it would be, so the y value is 5, so 5 equals, um, m is the gradient, so it would be 2 over 3 negative 3 plus c.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me write that down. I just wanted to make sure. So 5 equals 2 over 3.
So let's work it together on the board then, right?
Yes, miss.
All right, so the point that they give us,
Oh, I know what C is. Okay, I got C. Okay, you can
so
continue.
C is what?
Miss, I got 7.
7?
Yes, miss.
All right. So the point that they give us is what? Negative 3, 5,
Yes,
and
miss.
the
To 5.
gradient is and the gradient is 2/3, right?
Third. Yes, miss. Miss, you have to shift the
Are
laptop.
you seeing the board?
No, miss, you have to shift it. No,
Oh,
like towards the side that you wrote the equation.
oh, I'm doing it on the other side. Oh,
Yes, miss.
okay. All right. All right. So they gave
Yeah,
us negative 3, 5. So that means x is negative 3 and y is 5.
5.
And the gradient is 2/3.
Yes, miss.
So the equation of the straight line is y equal mx
Equals
plus
mx
c,
plus
right?
c. Yes,
So
miss.
m is the gradient and c is the y-intercept or the constant term.
Yes, miss.
So we need to find the constant term. So go now, Imani, we're plugging in what we know. So
Yes,
y
so
is,
we know that y is positive
y
5.
is 5.
Yes, miss.
The gradient
Is 2 over 3
x is,
is negative 3.
and we need to find c, right?
Yes, miss.
Okay, so we multiply these and we get what?
We cancel positive 3 and negative 3 and get negative 1. So 2 times negative 1 is negative 2 plus c. And we carry over negative 2 to add to 5, which will be 7. C equals 7.
Okay, so c is 7. So now all we need to do is to rewrite the equation, putting in the gradient and the constant term, right? So
Yes,
we're
miss.
rewriting the equation. So y equal the gradient x plus the constant term. So that's the
Yes,
equation. Now so the equation is y equal 2/3
equals
x
third x
plus
plus
7.
7.
And the other part of the question said,
Means to
let me,
know that it's parallel to
the other
something.
part said, um, part says, show that this line is parallel to the line 2x minus 3y equals 0.
Yeah.
How are we going to show that?
Mm,
How are we show that these two lines are parallel?
Miss, we will make
So,
them. Miss, would we put the other equation on the other side of the... Wait, no, that couldn't work.
So they're saying the line that has 2x minus 3y equals 0, we need to prove that it is parallel to this line. How do we know when two lines are parallel?
It's when
Miss,
they don't
they
meet.
are at an equal distance away from each other and they going in the same direction and then you have meet.
Okay, equal distance apart, going in the same direction. But if we look at the equations, how can we tell if the lines are parallel? All right,
Um,
so parallel lines have the same gradients.
okay.
Parallel lines have the same gradient. So the gradient of this line is 2/3, because remember the gradient is m, that's the coefficient of the x term.
Yes,
So
miss.
we just need to prove that the gradient of this line is also 2/3, right?
Yes.
Yes, miss.
So we just need to put it in the form of the y equal mx plus c and see if we have 2/3 in front of the x.
Okay.
So right now it's not in that form, so we just need to put it in that form. So we need to bring everything over, right?
Yes, miss.
So negative 3y would be negative 2x plus 0, which is the same
Yes.
thing, right? Bringing over the 2x. So now we need to divide by the negative 3, right?
Yes, miss.
So y would be negative 2x over negative
Over negative
3,
2.
and the two negatives cancel.
So
So
2 over 3.
the gradient is 2/3.
Okay.
So they have the same gradient. So this would
Okay, I
prove
get it.
that, yeah. So it would prove that they are parallel. So we would make a step. So after we show this step by step, we would have to make a statement to say the two lines are parallel because they both have a gradient of 2/3.
Miss, this class ends at.
At 8.
Okay.
Eight.
I'll just miss. Miss, I'll
What
just
you want already?
No, Miss, I'm not all Miss. Miss, I step onto like
You
8 o'clock.
sleepy?
No,
All
Miss,
right.
Miss.
Imani, read
Okay.
read question 4, please.
Number 4. The figures shown below, not drawn to scale, represent the cross sections of two circular pizzas. Both pizzas are equally thick and contain the same toppings. A. Is a medium pizza twice as large as a small pizza? Use calculations to support your answers.
Okay,
I know pizza.
read it again.
Number 4. The figures shown below, not drawn to scale, represent the cross sections of two circular pizzas. Both pizzas are equally thick and contain the same toppings. A. Is a medium pizza twice as large as a small pizza? Use calculations to support your answer.
All right, so what you guys say? Is the
Miss,
medium pizza twice as large as the small one?
Miss, I'm going to say yes.
What you said, John?
Miss, Miss, I'll say. Well, Miss, I would say no, Miss.
The diameter of the small pizza is 15
Yes, Miss.
centimeters,
Oh yes, yes.
and the diameter of the medium is 2 centimeters. So
Miss, I would
is the
say yes.
medium pizza twice as large? What you saying, John?
Miss, I said, Miss, I said yes.
He changed his answer to yes.
Yes, Miss, because I saw the
All right.
medium.
So what is Amari saying?
Miss, I'm saying yes.
Amari is saying yes.
Miss, I
Okay.
know that
So
by
you
brain.
would all right. So let's check it out. How can we know for sure?
Miss, by finding the circumference of both pizzas.
Would it be the
Oh
circumference
no,
that we need to find?
area. We need to find the area
Okay,
because
so
it's
find
both
the area
sides.
of the small pizza.
Okay, so
Find the area of the small pizza.
pi
What are we
r
going to do?
squared. So we're using the
So the
formula pi.
formula for the area of a circle is pi r squared. And what's r,
Miss, the radius is half of the diameter.
which is
7.5, and
all right.
for the small pizza it's 7.5, and diameter for the medium pizza is 50 centimeters.
You mean the radius?
The radius, sorry, yes.
All right. So for the small pizza, the area would be pi r squared. So that's 7.5 times 7.5 times 3.14. How much is that?
Okay. Oh, 7.5 times 7.5 times 3.14. Miss, I got 176.625 centimeters squared.
176.62. Okay. 25.
Five.
And okay, for the medium pizza now, find the area of the medium pizza.
Okay, miss, 15
So the
times.
radius is 15, which is half of the diameter, half of the 30. So that's
Yes.
15 times 15 times 3.14.
Okay. I got 706.5.
706.5. Do you
Yes.
still think they are the same?
No, miss.
How can we
Oh,
find out how much?
miss, there. It's four times as big. It
It's
would be
four
four times.
times as big. It's not twice
No,
as big.
I was thinking that, but I was like,
It's
no,
four
because that
times as big. Mm.
they're playing with my brain. I know.
Yeah, it's four times as big. So if you go into the pizza parlor thinking that, okay, if the medium one is for $10, if the small one is for $10 and the medium one is for what, $20 or $40, let's say, some persons would say, okay, I'd rather buy two of the small ones because it's the same as buying one of the medium, right?
Yes, miss.
But it's not. The medium is actually four
Four
times
times.
as large, even though the diameter is twice. The diameter is twice as long,
And
but
because
the
the diameter.
area, remember, area is in square units, right?
Yes, miss.
And remember, I was saying to you, I think it was yesterday or this morning, and I was saying when we're comparing the area of a small triangle and the area of the bigger one, we have to square the scale factor. Remember, I was telling you that?
Yes,
Yes,
miss.
miss.
So in this case, the scale factor is 2 because 30 is 2 times 15. So we have to square the
Yeah.
scale factor. 2
Yes.
is 4. It's 4 times as large. So if you had remembered that, you
Premise. A vertical stick of height 1.8 meters casts a shadow of length 2 meters on the horizontal scale. Base is 2 meters, the height is 1.8 meters. To the nearest degree, the angle of evaluation of the sun. C.
Elevation of the
Elevation.
sun.
okay. Read
Premise.
it again.
Okay. C. A vertical stick of height 1.8 meters casts a shadow of length 2 meters on the horizontal as shown in diagram. Below, not drawn to scale. Height 2 meters. Means the height is 1.8 meters. The length is 2 meters. Calculate to
Mhm.
the nearest degree. The angle of elevation of the sun.
All right, so we're to find the degree, the angle of elevation. That would be the acute angle that is adjacent to the 2 meters, right? Okay, so how are we going to approach this question? So we know the height is 1.8 meters. And we know that the distance on the horizontal is 2 meters, and we want the angle
Miss, I
of elevation. So the angle of elevation is the angle looking up. So that's
yes,
the angle that the
that would
hypotenuse
be
makes with
right
the horizontal.
here, right here, and then it would. So we'd have to calculate the angle, and this is 90 degrees. So we'd
All
have to
right, so
calculate.
how are we going to find that angle?
Just multiply.
What are we-
The 1.8 times
So we're going to use the trig ratios, but which of the trig ratios would we use?
this one with the hypotenuse stuff.
What?
Hmm?
Okay. So we
This.
want to find the side of the hypotenuse. So we know the opposite,
No,
and
we
we
want the angle.
want the angle. Oh,
Yeah, they want the angle.
we know the opposite.
So how are we going to work the angle?
Um,
So we know the opposite side based on where the angle is. We know the opposite side and we know the adjacent side, right?
yes, miss.
So which of the trig ratios has opposite and adjacent?
Miss tangent.
Tangent. All right. So is the angle that we want. So we're going to use theta, the symbol theta to represent, right? So tan theta would be opposite over adjacent. So that would be 1.8 over 2. So divide the 1.8 by 2.
Okay, and I got
9.
0.9.
All right. So remember now when we want the angle, we're going to do the inverse. So you'd press inverse tan 0.9.
This was the inverse again.
Okay,
Oh, the rest.
inverse tan.
It's shift or second function.
Miss of 41.98 or 42 degrees.
41.98 degrees.
Degrees, yes, miss.
Miss, what would you put in the bracket, miss?
The what you just got after you divided
Oh,
this.
0.9.
Yeah.
And the outside would be 2.
No, that's it.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, I
All
didn't
right.
get.
41.98 degrees.
Yes, miss.
And it says they want the answer to the nearest degree.
Miss, so it would be to four. It's 42 degrees.
Hmm?
Miss 42 degrees.
42 degrees. Okay. All right. So actually, those are the questions I had prepared for this evening.
Is that right, miss? Oh, class.
Yes. So I'll have to. Last week we did how many questions? I think it was
Miss, we didn't miss, we didn't do any question. Miss, we didn't do any question
Miss,
last
we
week.
didn't come
last
last
week.
week. Remember?
Oh no, it was the week before.
Miss, you were busy
Yeah.
being amazing
Right.
last week.
All right. So I'm using this to gauge how many questions we are able to do. So I'm going to have to prepare more questions for our next live because we want it to go for 2 hours each
Yes,
time.
miss.
All right, so I'm going to prepare more questions for next week so that we can go for longer. All right, but we did a good amount of questions today.
Yes, miss. Just
Yes,
like
miss.
yesterday. Well, just like this morning.
Yes, just like Thursday night, we ran out of questions. So
Yes.
next week, Thursday, we're going to try to do 60 questions for the multiple choice. For the multiple choice next week, for the midnight oil class, we're definitely going to try to do 60 questions.
60
All right,
questions.
so we're going to wrap up here, and I'll see you in the next live class, which will be on Monday.
Yes, miss.
All right, so thank you, scholars.
Thank you, miss.
Please
On the
Have
remember
a
note,
that
nice
we're
thank
not.
weekend.
you.
Please
Good
remember we're
night,
not
and I'll
just
see
telling
you on
stories,
Monday.
changing lives.
Yes. All
Bye,
right, guys, take care.
You
bye,
too, miss.
miss.
Bye, miss.
Hello, CSEC math students. I know you're preparing for your math tests and your CSEC exams coming up. I have a very important question to ask you. Do you like my new hat? Thank you. Now, another important question. Have you ever gotten a math problem simply because of making one little mistake? Sure you have, as thousands of other students have. Now, in this series, we're going to be looking at common mistakes that students make with all the topics in CSEC math. We're going to look at the common errors, demystify everything, make sure you watch every video in this series so that you can avoid those mistakes. So stay tuned. Hello, scholars. Did you know that most times when students get problems wrong in mathematics, this is as a result of a single error or one mistake? Well, this is absolutely true, and we're going to be looking at the common errors that students make in the topics in mathematics. If we know the errors beforehand, we can certainly avoid making them. Are you ready? Come on, take my hand.